Hello everyone, I am Left, and today I have to talk to you guys about something important, and that important thing is this lengthy title here. Lack of YouTube advertisements is not a bad thing, and why Mobile Legends will not take over Vainglory, also why the game is not dying, in fact it will be growing for some time into the future. So I just get endless comments and messages from everywhere about how Vainglory is dying and professional players that have fallen out of the circuit or people that have fallen out of popularity. They tell me about how Vainglory is dying and it's the game's fault and the game will be over within 6 months, and I just don't get it. I don't understand that in the slightest. So I decided to make this video where, I'm going to break down Super Evil Megacorp as a company, and just everything about them that I think suggests that Vainglory will be growing for a very long time. And then I will do a little bit of breakdown on Mobile Legends and the company that makes that, which you'll be surprised was very hard information to find. Then we're going to talk a little bit about China, and you'll see why when we get there. And then at the end we're finally going to talk about the YouTube advertisements and why we don't do them in Vainglory. So first, we're going to talk about Super Evil Megacorp as a company, and to start, we're going to start from the top down, and we're going to talk about Christian Segerstale, our CEO of Super Evil Megacorp. So it probably goes without saying that he is a very, very, very successful man. Before he joined Super Evil Megacorp, he was on the board of Supercell and was probably one of the first early investors in the Clash of Clans franchise. So obviously he made some incredible bank on the Clash of whatever Supercell was doing in the early 2010s. But he left Supercell. Now, why would he leave Supercell, you ask? To invest his capital in Vainglory and become the CEO of Super Evil Megacorp. A man this successful does not up and leave his source of drastic income to join a game that you think will die in 2 years. Like, to just give you some perspective, he left Supercell during the Clash of Clans boom of 2012-2013. Super Evil Megacorp was founded in 2012, and that's when he joined. So, coincidence? I think not. Now, the Evil engine, you probably don't know this, but Vainglory actually runs on a one-of-a-kind game engine that Super Evil created themselves in the years leading up to Vainglory's release. That's right, the game was planned out long before its 2014 release. The one-of-the-kind Evil engine is what allows us those crazy good graphics and fluid two-finger controls. In Super Evil's company motto, they always say that they want to bring the console and PC experience to mobile. And that's what the Evil engine allows them to do. That's how we get all these really cool skins and amazing video effects. And this is also why Mobile Legends has awful graphics and a stupid joystick. Vainglory is unique from the ground up, just from the way it's constructed. Next, I want to talk about venture capitalism. Venture capital is a type of private equity, a form of financing that is provided by firms or funds to small, early-stage emerging firms that are deemed to have high growth potential, or which have demonstrated high growth in terms of number of employees, annual revenue, or both. Super Evil Megacorp is backed by an astounding number of reputable venture capitalist firms such as Crosscut Ventures, General Catalyst, Initial Capital, Signia Venture Partners, Rain Ventures, and Zen Fund. Venture capitalists, if you've never really heard of the term, they tend to be money wizards, so to speak, able to spot a company's potential before anyone else. They're the people that are going to be investing in your company right off the get-go, saying, I think this guy's going to go far, and for a cut of your profits, I will give you money to start your business. So why are there so many venture capitalists stuck to Super Evil Megacorp like Blackfeather to an enemy mage? Interesting, huh? To give a bit of a scope on this also, the firms combined have given more than $15 million so far to Super Evil. So yeah, it's almost like they have a plan for long-term growth here or something. So now, I searched for the developer of Mobile Legends, and I am only redirected to the Mobile Legends website, which contains no information whatsoever on the developer. Only by using a Google Play Store API am I able to find that the developer of Mobile Legends is called Moonton, and they have been active since 2016. Other than that, they have no official website that does not simply redirect you to the Mobile Legends website, which has no information about the developer. So yeah, Mobile Legends a little bit shady on their developers and what's going on behind the scenes, I guess. But this is going to be a little bit of a hard thing to swallow for a lot of you, and that is that your casual experience is not what will build the future of this game. This will likely be tough to hear, but it is a hard truth. Esports is the next billion-dollar industry. The same enormous boom that we saw in the late 2000s with things like Bitcoin and PayPal, esports are next. They're the next thing on that list. This is why Super Evil works so hard on balancing the top tiers of play and constantly bettering themselves at live events. That is how they will create a future in which Vainglory is a tier 1 esport, and it's how they will make those venture capitalists invested in them even richer than they already are. To understand this, you need to understand that Super Evil does not solely subsist on ice money. To think so would be ludicrous. On top of the money they receive via venture capitalism, there are sponsorships, licensing fees, tons of other business jargon that I won't bore you with. But always remember that Super Evil is as much a business as McDonald's, Amazon, or Nestle. The figurative hands that Super Evil has shaken over the past 2 years are countless. They have been making waves in esports. People are realizing now that mobile esports, particularly Vainglory, are going to be rising up. OGN from Korea, TSM, Fnatic, the ESL, Curse, Red Bull, Immortals, NRG, Echofox, Tempo Storm, Rox, Team Secret, G2, Denial, SK, Misfits, Rogue, all the giants of esports are now either invested in or at least have Vainglory on their radar. And that is what's going to build the future of this game. It's also worth noting that Vainglory has got Tencent pretty damn spooked. Now, if you don't know what Tencent is, imagine Comcast, just 10 times bigger, a legitimate monopoly by the American rules. Oh, and they own nearly every popular PC and mobile game in China and surrounding countries. Yeah. They made really big news by buying out Riot Games a couple years ago. And if you should probably know what Riot Games are because that they make League of Legends. So Vainglory is what you would call a threat to Tencent, a pretty credible threat. So credible in the eyes of Tencent corporate that they decided to literally port League of Legends over to mobile and rename it Strike of Kings in China. It even uses all of this hard code game assets of League of Legends with the same character models and sounds and skins, etc. It's just named something different, and it's on a phone. This is why Vainglory has yet to gain a significant foothold in China, because Tencent is scared of Super Evil and they decided to just clone League of Legends over to mobile to stave off Vainglory. This is why China doesn't have as many tournaments. This is why they don't have a big pro scene. But I hope it's coming soon in the future. So, lastly, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room, the YouTube advertisements. And I'm going to give you a bit of an explanation on this. Look, any idiot can throw money at YouTube and have them broadcast a chosen ad for a period of time. But YouTube ads do not bring in dedicated long-term players. A dedicated long-term player who wants to play Vainglory will search around using keywords like esports and mobile MOBAs and stuff like that. When they do that, they will find Vainglory. They will evaluate the differences between Vainglory and Mobile Legends and say, Vainglory looks better for esports. 12-year-old Brayden searching for rainbow fidget spinners is not going to go and become a dedicated member of the Mobile Legends community. What decides the battle between Mobile Legends and Vainglory is long-term, dedicated, esports-loving players, not your run-of-the-mill YouTube viewer who thinks that Clash of Clans is the best and most complicated game on mobile. That's really all I have to say. Later.